Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet, so if that interests you, please sit back and watch this video because today, my friends, I offer you another session of Whipping It with Juan. Guys, I love these Whip It sessions. I have to be perfectly honest with you because I am so relaxed and I can just chill and enjoy the moment with crochet and just talk. And I know you guys enjoy it too because I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it. So I'm going to continue doing this. And yeah, so these sessions are just a way for me to knock out my whips because they build up when I don't create the time to work on them. So this is knocking out two things at one time, which is great. When I started the series, I had 8 whips. I'm now down to 6. So I finished one and I showed it on the latest podcast episode. It's this here, right? Okay. Yeah, this is it. So I had to ask myself, is this the one? Yes, this is the one. So yeah, it's just a simple granny square blanket made with Bernat Casa yarn in 3 different colorways. You had tawny brown around the edges, you have mineral blue, and then you have gray shades. And so it's a nice little to throw on the back of a recliner or an accent chair. I have a deep purple, it's like an aubergine accent chair. I think it would go nicely with this. Who knows? I'll play around with it and see which accent chair it looks good on, and that's where it will stay. But yes, this was the latest whip that I showed you guys. However, I finished another whip. So I will show you guys that in another podcast episode. I kind of want to save that for those, if that makes any sense. So it brings my whip count down to 6. I was so happy that I had it down to 6 that I decided to embark on another project. As if what I have isn't enough, friends. I'm constantly inspiring myself. I'm getting inspiration from different resources, whether that's Pinterest, YouTube. I'm constantly being inspired, right? So yes, I put another project in the basket and I want to show you guys that. But first, I want to show you the whip that I originally planned on working on while I talk to you guys about all the things. So this here is Bag of Days 8-sided star blanket. And this is where I'm at. Let me just scooch back. I haven't picked this up in a few days because I'm working on several other things. I'm working on the rescue blanket. I'm working on just various things. The pink shawl / poncho situation. Anyway, this project right here consists of 2 different sets of colors. I think I mentioned that last time, but if you're just catching it, let me talk to you about it. So 2 sets of colorways here. I have the purple set and the gray set. So the purple set is a dark purple, a medium purple, and a white. And then the gray set is a charcoal, a medium gray, and mushroom. Okay? So that's what this is. And I'm just going in the rounds. I followed the tutorial and it's so simple, so easy. Before you know it, you're done. So in the video that she did, and I'll link that in the show notes for you guys to enjoy, I believe she went around 39 times, she mentions. And I think I'm going to follow that same thing because I don't see myself putting this, on a bed or anything. I see myself putting this on maybe another accent chair, like maybe the aubergine chair that I just talked about with that project. Maybe this will look better on that chair. We'll see. I'm not sure. I think it will because of the dark purple. It'll just tie right in. Anyway, 39 rounds, and then I'll put a border on it and then call it a day. And then there you go. Another whip taken care of because of the Whipping It with Juan sessions. So that is this, okay? Now, the project that I had in mind, right? Okay, so I have this drum in the other room. It's, I think, a 40-gallon drum. I'm not sure how many gallons. It looks like a 40-gallon drum. Anyway, through the years, I would throw these little, balls into this drum. They're small, maybe, I didn't want to throw it away for whatever reason, but not big enough to, cake up. Anyway, I was cleaning, I came across the drum and I said, you know what, Juan, you need to sit down, watch YouTube and make cakes. So that's what I did for a great part of the day. Like, I just sat there connecting ball after ball after ball, just making cake after cake after cake. And I think I have 30 of them done. Okay, and so what I did was I brought 6 of them in here with a project idea. Anyway, this is what they look like. Okay, so let me just take them out and show you up close. I mean, I'm sure you guys know what these look like, but I just want to do it anyway because I like the colors. So here's one. Okay. Love all the things. I love all the colors, obviously. I've used them in other projects, so there is no objections to any of these cakes that I'm showing you. Like, I love all the colors. And no rhyme, no reason. I didn't even look into the drum, friends. I just grabbed, I tied, and I just went like this as I was watching all of my favorite channels. So, yeah. Here's another one. They came out really nice, if I say so myself. Like, I'm slightly biased because I love all the colors, but just the way that they came out. Look at that yellow just popping right out of the middle. It's so cool. I love it. So that was the 4th one. Here's the 5th one. I'll show you the other side because the green really doesn't pop on this side as much as it does there. And then last but not least, we have this cake. So the idea behind this potential WIP, I'm not going to commit to it yet until I talk it out and maybe make a decision. I'm not sure. So what I have in mind is I want to do C to C quadrants. I want to do 4 squares of C to C. Decently sized. Maybe like, I don't know, 2 feet by 3 feet. About, give or take, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then connect it, you know, joining it all together, doing like a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, like joining it that way, right? And then going around the 4 quadrants with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, right? And then continuing to use these random cakes to just go around and do like a modern granny / like block stitch border and call it a day. So it'll be my scrap GAN C to C. So, or my C to C scrap GAN, sorry. But yeah, I think this is a great way to use up my scraps. I have tons of scraps. I mean, and this is a great way to like not worry about, you know, having the room to put future little balls. Like, I'm clearing out that drum so that I can continue to toss those little situations into the drum. So yeah, we may work on this. We might. I don't know yet. Okay. But I want to share something else with you, friends. So on my way in here, my mom sideswipes me with her walker. She said, Juan, come here. I'm like, okay. Now, when she says Juan, that means business, you know, because she calls me JR. Like, those are my initials. And so she's called me that ever since I was in diapers, JR. But whenever she was serious, she called me Juan. So I straightened up very quickly. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? She was like, here. So she hands me this. Now, let me just fix it. So she hands me this. Now, it was like this, rubber banded, but I opened it up before turning on the camera because, you know, I wanted to prepare myself. I didn't want to come on here and just be sideswiped. Anyway, so here's the rubber band. It was rubber banded together like this. So obviously we're looking at furls, right? So first thing, before I even look at the note, I look at Mom and I say, Ma, furls? How, you can't leave the house. How did this even happen? She was like, well, I got the nurse to do it for me. I, you know, got the nurse to place the order, and, you know, I thought about having it brought to the house, but we had it sent to the nurse's house, and then when the nurse came for the visit, she brought the hooks with her. So I said, okay. And she's like, and she told me specifically, she said, I wrote you a letter. I want you to read it when you get to do your video tonight. So I'm like, okay. So here it is. I'm going to read this letter that my mother handwrote to me. Okay, so here it goes. It says, JR, I had these ordered to the house to give to you. That didn't work out at first, so I had the nurse take care of it. I told you they were for me, but you should know better. My hero hook is all I use. I have a backup just in case, but I don't care for all the fancy things like you do. I like what I like, and you know that. Anyway, I want you to have these as a thank you for sharing me with your friends. I see you with that J hook that Mishi gifted you, so I figured I'd have my nurse place the order for me while you were at work so I can give you what I would want you to have. Haha, got you. JR, you have a good set of friends there on YouTube. People see what I see and they enjoy your company. Now, JR, don't go screwing it up. Stay honest, stay humble, and most importantly, stay positive. And your friends will stay with you, I promise. I'm so proud of you, JR. Keep working hard towards your goals, and you will see the sky is the limit. I love you, Ma. That's so awesome. I'm getting goosebumps. So yeah, I'll have to thank her afterwards. Wow. Okay, so let's look at the hooks. So there's 3 of them here. One is a streamline. So let's look at that. It says wait, open, other end. Okay, so maybe it's not a streamline. Maybe it's, no, it's not a streamline. But, so, look at that. I'll have to go online and see what that is. But this is a letter J 6mm froze resin hook. So cool. Nice, nice. Okay, and the hook that Mom is referring to, the one that Mishi got me, is this one. This is the Froze Odyssey hook, and Mishi gifted this to me. And yes, I use this religiously. I love it. So good. It's my favorite hook. Well, one of my favorite hooks. Okay, let's look at this other one here. It's pink and it has glitter. She wanted me to have a pink hook, friends. So this is a 5.5mm furls hook in pink. Wow. I'm just getting dosed with all the pink. I'm accepting to it, friends. I promise. I am. You guys maybe are just making sure. Yeah, I think that's what that is. I don't know. Anyway, how nice are these two? So this is an I and this is a J. So nice. I don't know the names of them though. I'll have to go online and look. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh, this is nice. So this is the streamline one. And this is a 5.5mm letter I. I wonder if Mom knows that the J hook is my favorite size. Or maybe she just wanted me to have a 5.5 streamline hook. I'm not exactly sure. But that's, yeah, I saw this. This is a polishing cloth. And yeah, so without looking, I'm like, I must have a streamline in that bundle there, Ma, because I see a polishing situation there. So that's cool. I love that. My mom is such a sweet lady. I love her. She's my best friend. And I like when she thinks of me in these weird ways. Because she's the last person that I would expect to get me anything from outside of the house, right? Because she can't leave the house. Well, maybe, okay, she wasn't able to leave the house. Recently, my mom had a doctor's visit, and the doctor gave her the okay to step outside, enjoy the air, and she's allowed to walk around, which is how she sideswiped me earlier. And she's very mobile, friends. She's just getting all around with her walker, so that is awesome. Okay, anyway. All right, so here we are. So we have these 2 situations. What are we going to start with? Do we do the scrap cakes, C2C scrap can, or do we do Bod's 8-side star blanket? I'm not really sure. If I had another set of hands, friends, I would jump into both of them at the same time, if I'm being honest. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work, you see. I want to work on this because this looks fun. And here's another reason why I want to work on this. Because I can record multiple sessions working on this project, and you're not going to be looking at the same thing each time because the colors just change so frequently. Whereas if I'm working on this, the only update that you're really seeing on this WIP is how far I got, right? But this, it's like, how far did you get and what colors are in those scrap cakes? So yeah, we're going to work on this. I think this is super exciting. There's all the colors in here. I mean, if you've been in the squirrel's nest, you know all the colors that I have. I don't really have much pink, but it's growing. I see bits and bobbles popping up here and there of the pink. So I literally have all the colors. So, all right, let me go ahead and reposition the camera so you guys can watch me crochet and we can talk about all the things, okay? So just 1 second. Okay, friends, so I have my 6mm Furls Odyssey. That's the hook of choice for right now. I'm going to sit you right there. Chip and Dale, watch. Anyway, okay, let's decide on which cake to start with. So I'm thinking, which one has like the most, I don't know what I'm thinking right now. Maybe this one, or maybe this one. Yeah, I think I want to do this one. I'm swayed by the purple. Okay. All right, so here we are. And I'm going to sit. All right, let me slide you guys back. I can't. All right, so sorry, Matt. Okay. So I don't know how much of each color. No rhyme, no reason, as I said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do the C to C and then talk and all the things, okay? So let me just get started here. And once I get my first couple of squares, I'll be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do 3 double crochets. I have to talk this out just so that, I don't forget a step. And I don't want to be quiet because, I'm being recorded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go into the third one. Do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Turn this over. Go into the jug handle. Slip. Chain 2. Now you could do chain 3s, but I found that if you just chain 2 for your jug handles, everything is so much tighter. I love that. So that's what we're going to do. So 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go into the third one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I should be good now. All right, so like I said, I'm going to make 4 panels of this, and then I'm going to join the panels. Now, while I'm doing this, I just made a random decision that I don't want to do squares, like corner to corner squares. I want to do 4 rectangles and do like a rectangular C to C so that it'll be more of a diamond instead of a square within a square, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. And then all these colors that are going to come out, I'm excited. We shall see. But this thing actually grows pretty quickly, which is nice. I like that for us. Oh my goodness. So much has happened this week. I mean, between the Zoom calls for the members and doing the podcast episodes and the live, I mean, it's only Tuesday. So much has happened already this week, and there's just so much more of the week to go, but I wouldn't have it any other way, you know? It's so cool to just do all the things and enjoy the process for what it is. So that's fun. And yeah, so we have a lot of things happening coming up. We have 4, 5, and 6. Sorry, squirrel. Um, so we have a spring cow coming up, which by pushing it back a month, it's actually allowing me to revise the project to kind of make it better than it already is. So I'm glad I didn't present the completed project to you guys because it is done. I decided to not do a square blanket. I kind of want a rectangular one. I don't know. I'm on this whole rectangle thing. So I'm actually redoing it. And it's going to be great. Now, originally the plan was every row a different stitch. And I still want it to be that way, but when you have too much of too much, it turns out to be too much. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I'm like, yeah, it's just a lot. So, the revision process is happening. And what may happen is every week that I roll out a new video, it'll be different sets of stitches, and potential repeats of those stitches, So we'll see. I'm still playing around with the idea. I'm still, doing some homework. I'm reaching out to friends, asking for advice on, some ideas that I have. Just running it past them, first impression responses, and I'm gauging interest that way. So we'll see. I have all the ideas in my head. I just got to get them into my hands and just get it going, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, one idea I had was use the wheel, but we've already done that. So ixnay on that, So I want to go back to the drawing board and maybe keep some of what I had for this square blanket. So every row is a different stitch in the square blanket. But the issue I ran into was stitch counts, like making sure that it made sense and it fell in line. I found myself doing a lot of like single crochets and double crochets in those spaces to make up for like, the odds and the evens and things like that. And because I'm the one who sat there and did it, it just stands out like a sore thumb to me. And I don't want that kind of project out there with my name on it. So, originally I was going to run with it. But now that we have some time, I can go back and be like, all right, well, maybe this particular stitch does not go on top of or underneath what I have there. So there's just a lot of planning that needs to happen, because then I have to keep in mind, I want everyone to be able to do this. So some of the stitches that I have are very complex. It's not that people can't do them. It's me trying to explain how to do them. And so, I'm still new at all of this. And so even though I've been on for 6 months, I haven't been on for 6 years or 6 decades or whatever, So I just want it to be fun, not stressful, easy, and enjoyable. So that's the goal here. And I think we can get there. I just am trying to decide what looks the best and what's the most enjoyable and all that. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. So that's where we are with that. And on top of that, I have a Sophie's project happening. So in the middle of April, for those who are interested, get yourself a Sophie's Universe book. And what Sophie's Universe is, it's a blanket. And the Sophie's Universe book is the recipe for that blanket. There's 17 chapters, I believe. Maybe 18, but I think 17. And it's an entire book. And it's a journey from beginning to end. It's fun. So, I decided to use my Zoom platform for those who want to work on Sophie's but maybe need some guidance, you know. So I have captains that are going on the Zoom with me, and they're going to help me help others. So it's not going to be just me helping all the viewers. I have captains that are in place to assist, kind of, you know, see where people are at with their projects, you know, what's going great, what do you need help with, just so that everybody can see the end, you know. So just something fun. It is not a tutorial, because of course you need permissions and things for that. So it's literally just us crocheting together and asking for advice and being like, this is where I'm at. The stitches aren't adding up. Do you have any advice on like what I can do to get to the next round, or how do I do that stitch? And we can kind of like do that on Zoom. So it's just interaction, you know, bringing the Yarny community together, you know, one project at a time. And so I'm super excited to roll that out. If any of you guys are interested, and if there's room, yeah, get yourself a Sophie's book, and you look on the community tab around the middle of April. I want to say like the 15th or the 16th. I'll post, you know, dates and things. So what's going to happen is we're going to have like a group orientation, right? So anyone who's interested, you know, you come to the Zoom. In order for you to stay, you have to hold up the actual book. You have to have it in order to be there, because if you don't, and the room is maxed out, you know, I'm potentially keeping someone on the outside that actually has the book, you know. So you have to have the book to be a part of it. So we can talk about the steps and things, and you can reference what I'm referencing, and things like that. And so, yeah, there will be weekly, you know, just for a month or so. You know, we're going to play it by ear. If we need to go longer, we'll go longer. No big deal, you know. My Zoom platform is there to be able to help the Yarny community. It's just a way for me to outreach and get to know my audience a little better, you know. So when I sit here and do these videos, you know, I always say to myself, you know, I wish I can see the people who watch me, you know. And so this is just a way for me to be able to do that. So I'm super excited about that. And then 3 days a week, I do Zoom calls for my members. So my official Yarn Addicts get to see me 3 times a week. So once during the week on an evening, and I change up that particular day, you know, just so that those who can't see me on a Wednesday may see me next time on a Friday or a Monday, you know. And then on the weekends, I'm on Zoom Saturday evenings and Sunday mornings. Well, Sunday mid-mornings. I kind of like to sleep in on Sundays when I can, because what I do is first thing in the morning before traffic, you know, I'm there at my Walmart right when they open. I get my skein, I buy my groceries, I come home, put everything away, and then I take a nap. Yeah, that's kind of my routine. And then once I wake up from my nap, then I go ahead and I do the Zoom call. And so, you know, the first couple weeks, you know, it was a little chaotic because I'd never used Zoom before, even through, you know, the whole entire P word, you know, where everything was locked down and things. I never had to use the Zoom. So I didn't really know too much about it. But, you know, after a few tries, I'm getting it. And we're getting good. So, you know, it was a little chaotic at first. Everyone was talking. I didn't know where the mute was. I didn't know any of that. But now I know where all that is. And so, you know, we have order. We have order, friends, and it is so nice. You know, it's enjoyable. I got some great feedback, you know, from my Yarn Addicts, you know, who said to me, that Zoom call was probably one of the best that we've had. It's so good. And so there's only one way up from there. Just keep growing, onward and upward, you know. So anyway, 4, 5, and 6. So if that is of interest to you, feel free to join. I'd love to have you. And yeah, so Saturday evenings, Sunday mid-mornings, and then once throughout the week. And again, it's just an opportunity for you to show me what you're working on, and I can give you some pointers. We can, meet. I can put names with faces and things, and we can have a conversation. And I find that, really connecting with my audience is a way for me to be able to grow my following organically, get to know me, I get to know you. Yeah, so it's so much fun. If you have any issues joining, if you're interested and you can't join for whatever reason, just send me an email. My email's in the show notes. I can help you if you're interested in that, okay? So there's that. And then in the summer, at least I think so for right now, I may do this project a lot sooner because there's some serious interest. Sirens Atlas. So I went ahead and emailed the author of Sirens Atlas asking for permission to record tutorials for those squares. Now I'm waiting for a response. If she says no, that's fine. We will treat it like, Sophie's. We all work on the squares, and then like if you're running into an issue, come to the Zoom, hold it up, show us all the things, and we can help you through that. But I would really like to record the tutorials for them so that they're there on the channel for you guys to look at and enjoy. So if she says yes, great. If not, that's okay too. The book is amazing. I love it. And, I spoke about it a few times. Ola Jo, the Crocheting Sailor, she was the inspiration behind my purchase. And so, yeah, she was so thankful, and she really appreciated the gesture and things, and she was moved by it, so much so that she paid it forward, and she gifted a Sirens Atlas to one of the viewers from my Sunday Live. And so that was super nice of her to do that. So, yeah. And I'm going to continue gifting these books, friends. I mean, I know many people out there they want to jump on this project with us, but maybe they don't have the resources or the means. And that's okay. I mean, I'm trying to find ways to get everybody, not everybody, because I just don't have those kind of resources, but I'm trying to help out, where I can, So, as of right now, I'm just going to pop up with a book every now and then, because again, this project isn't starting for me until like later on. I want to say like June, maybe May, I'm not sure yet. I have so much going on. Look at me, I'm starting a new WIP. Anything can change. But yeah, so there's that, Sirens Atlas. Ugh. And then I went on to Amazon, right? And I looked up the author, and she's got other books. She's got The Cove. I mean, and then I started researching like other authors. There's this other book called Nimue that seems like it's so much fun. So I'm truly getting inspired by these journey Afghans where you can, just follow along, choose your path, enjoy the process for what it is. And that's kind of like my whole mantra nowadays. Like, just enjoy it for what it is. It's crochet. Who cares about how fast you go or how slow you are, or, how soon you're going to get this done? Just enjoy it. That's why I've done it all these years, to just, look at what my hands are creating. Isn't that nice? So nice. I impress me sometimes. I don't know why, but I do. And I'm just in love with how this neon color next to the purple, it's so good, and I didn't even plan it that way. Who knows? I may get some like dull gray next. I don't know. I can't really see what's next. We're still in the center there. But yeah, I'm so inspired by so many people that I've seen on my Zoom calls, because until you actually see your viewers, who do you really talk about? So I've always referenced other content creators and things like that, but you know what? There's some amazing crocheters out there in the audience. I mean, I can't even tell you how many beautiful projects I've seen on my Facebook group page, on my emails. You know, I get pictures of completed projects. They're like, hey, Juan, look at what I finished. They're super excited to share with me. And I love it. I'm here for that, you know? So, yeah. And I feel like as long as I continue on this path, I think great things can happen for all of us, you know? Just enjoy each other's company, show each other all the things, you know? And not everyone is social. Like, you know, some people don't really go for that, you know, and that's cool too. You know, I respect everyone's levels of privacy, whatever they are, you know. That's fine. At the very least, you can come to these WIP'n sessions and crochet with me and just hear me babble on, talking about all the things, you know. And, you know, hopefully you guys can get some of your work done, you know. Because listen, I mean, we all watch YouTube, right? And so sometimes we have to sit there and actually watch. We have to watch what's happening, right? Because it might be a tutorial. It may be something that people are showing off, you know. But these WIP'n sessions, you don't necessarily have to watch me. You can just go on about your business. Maybe, you know, clean your living room. Just have me playing in the background on the TV. Or, you know, whatever. And then, you know, it can just be, maybe you can answer me without me hearing, you know. I can just point out something, maybe ask you guys a question randomly. I don't know. You never know what to expect. That's why I was a little uneasy about these WIP'n sessions at first. But the nice thing is that, you know, my inspiration for doing these WIP'n sessions, I've said this before, I can't remember which platform I said it. It may have been on a Facebook Live. It may have even been here on YouTube. I'm not really sure. But my inspiration behind doing this is Llama Mama Kayla. You know, the whole month of February, she just sat there answering questions and she crocheted away. And, you know, I was so moved by that because, you know, I was working on my WIP. I heard all the questions and all her answers. And she's a channel I watch all the time, you know. I just really enjoy her energy. And, excuse me, and so I said to myself, you know, maybe I can do something like that, you know, just sit there, crochet, and just babble on about all the things, you know, because, because why not, you know? And the nice thing is that I'm seeing a lot of other channels doing it too, you know, recently. So it's nice because I watch other channels doing this as well. You know, we can just talk and crochet without, you know, feeling forced to have to actually look and see. And we can get all of our work done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So on the edges, I'll do 6. But then as I'm working my stairs, I only do 5. I mean, 3 double crochets and chain 2 to kind of keep the holes nice and tight. But on the edges, not so much, because when I go around the edges, I'm going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and I want to be able to get in between without, you know, forcing it. So that's the logic behind that, in case any of you guys are wondering. Like, why is he doing 6 on the edge and only like chain 2 on the steps? So, and I just remembered this. Sometimes I refer to things like steps, and, you know, sometimes you guys are not there in my brain. So I look at this as steps. So as I'm working it, they're steps. So as I'm working the steps, it's a chain 2. 3 double crochets, chain 2. And then on the ends, the tops and the bottoms of the stairs, it's chain 6, and then skip 3, and then go into those last 3 chains with 3 double crochets. Okay. Now I feel better that I explained it. Okay, so where was I with this situation? Okay. Let me do... What am I doing here? Okay. Anyway, this green is amazing. Like, I remember making... What did I make? I made a boggy blanket. It's in the makes room. I made a boggy blanket with neon colors. And this was what was left over. Yeah. So cool. I actually plan on making another neon boggy blanket because all the ladies that are affiliated with it said, think bright colors because, they're kids and who wants boring, dull colors? And you know what? They're right. Because when I was a kid, I did not want boring, dull colors. And the other thing that was recently brought up, I can't remember who brought this up. I think my sister Jaxie did. She says to me, Juan, they're in Florida. Like, they're in Florida, Juan. So maybe not wool, maybe not as many acrylics, maybe cotton, or a cotton blend. So she brings up a very valid point. And I think, a lot of the boggy blankets that I make going forward will have a cotton blend or a cotton base. I'm still going to do acrylic blankets, but I will also include cotton in there. Just because it's lighter, it's Florida. It gets hot in Florida, but I also like to think that in the facilities, it's air conditioned, so it's okay to have some acrylic blankets as well. But great point about the cotton because, they eventually leave the camp and they go home, and maybe where they go, the air conditioning isn't as strong as it is at the camp, and maybe they do need a lighter blanket. So, yeah, great point, Jax. Great point, So, this is coming along so nice. I wonder what color's next. And I thought that the colors would change a lot sooner. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, it's about to change, I think. So let's see. And again, I can do multiple sessions with this because of all the color changes. Every time you come see it, it's going to be a different project almost, but the same project. The same project, but a different project. You know what I mean? So that's cool. We like that for us, You just get that in there. And by the way, that pink project that I'm working on, a lot of people have been reaching out to me about the yarns and things with ideas. I mean, when I talk about a WIP and things, once I've formulated a solution, unless you're handing me the exact same yarn that I had in the project, I'm probably just dead set on whatever decision that I made. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make an oversized shawl because a lot of my viewers love this shade of pink. And so what I'm going to probably do is make a shawl like a plus size shawl. I said before that I like to make plus size things like plus size cardigans, sweaters, rectangle wraps, and things like that. So yeah, someone suggested, maybe make a poncho but for a kid. It's a great idea, but this is a bougie yarn, and as much as I would love for a child to have a shawl made out of bougie yarn, the likelihood of them keeping it clean is slim to none. I mean, yeah, I think someone, who's older would want to be able, well, they would treat it a little nicer, because, I mean, kids don't really know the value of, the yarns. To them, a shawl is a shawl. We could make it out of cotton, and they, as long as the colors were nice and they felt good in it, so I can only imagine like making a mohair poncho and then them spilling grape juice all over it and not realizing, the contents of the actual shawl. So anyway, that's what I'm dead set on now. So I'm going to eliminate the poncho idea and just make it into an oversized shawl. And I'm still going to include the fur and just make it the best shawl that I can make it. And again, the pattern is simple. The recipe is going to be very easy, and I will share it with all of you guys. I think that many of you guys, will want to have a very simple pattern, something quick and effective, nothing too complicated. You can use whatever weight yarn you'd like. Use cotton, use wool, whatever you want, So we have this cornflower blue next to a neon green. Okay. Okay. I guess it is what it is, right, friends? I remember this cornflower blue because I don't really use it that often. So, yeah, I remember this. I actually did a granny square blanket a long time ago in this cornflower blue. And by a long time ago, I mean like 6 months ago. I did cornflower blue, Iran, and I also did cafe latte as one of the accent colors. And I think it's in the makes room. If you come on Sunday, I think you'll see it on the shelf there. It's cornflower blue, Iran, like a creamy white, and cafe latte. Yep. So there's that. So anyway, we're coming quite along here with this. Yeah. This right here just pops for me. I love that. The dark purple with the bright green, and look how tight all of that is. Isn't that nice? And when I joined these yarns together, I literally just knotted it twice and just snipped it. It's giving that homey look, you know? See? It's fine. It's for the house, you know? It's not going, you know, in a museum anywhere. 3, 4, 5, and 6. I may donate it. Who knows? You know? But more than likely, I mean, I love these scrap can blankets. They're just so nice to curl up around and watch a movie, you know, have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of the fireplace. Yeah. Anyway, I just love making blankets. I don't know why. I just love doing it. I love making blankets. I love the look on people's faces when I give them the blankets. They're like, oh my goodness, this is for me. Wow, Juan. I'm like, listen, it's nothing. Those granny square blankets, you give me a weekend and I'll have a whole blanket completed for you. Like, I'll go in, I'll start Friday night, and by Sunday afternoon, I'm finished. You know? I just enjoy it. It's mindless. I can watch all of my YouTube channels, you know, support them, give them lots of love, and get my work done. But as of late, friends, that hasn't been the case because I am on a mission. Listen, I have that rescue blanket that I need to finish. It's a lot of work. My official yarn addicts know all about it and all the work that I'm doing for that. I will tell you though, I can share this with you. So originally, the plan was for me to do Charlotte's Universe. I was going to do Charlotte's Universe in rainbow colors. Use Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, well, green, blue, purple. That was the plan. However, looking at the pattern, watching the videos, the layout of the color, no matter which way I laid that out, it just would not go the way I wanted it to go. I frogged it and restarted it at least 5 times. It just was not laying out the way I wanted it to. And I think the reason it didn't lay out the way I wanted it to is because of, you know, the number of rounds before you have to like change the direction in which you're going and things. It just didn't look right. So I yanked it. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and choose something else. And that's what I did. And I will tell you, when I first chose this other thing, it did not go well. I mean, the blanket just was not right. So I took it. I'm so glad I'm sharing this with you. So like, I took it, I got a pair of scissors, cut it, and I threw it across the room. I was so upset with it. I'm like, I just spent 2 days working this much of this blanket and it is lopsided. I took a picture of it, I sent it to my friends, and I said, look at this blanket. All this work I put into it, and it's lopsided. It is not supposed to be lopsided. and I can't get it to go right, you know? And I said, this is not acceptable. This is not okay with me. You know, I failed at this Charlotte's Universe. I moved on. I closed that chapter. I started this project. It wasn't laying out right in any way, shape, or form. I was so upset with it. So I put it down for a couple days, went back to the drawing board, and just as I was going to go back to Charlotte's Universe in shades of purple, I had several shades of purple, from like a powder lavender all the way down to aubergine. I had 7 shades all ready to go. Just as I was about to start, I said, Juan, the way you handled that last project was not okay. You were onto something there, and you just gave up on that? No. So I went back and I thought to myself, who do I look up to the most? Would this be something my mom would do? No, it's not. My mom would never accept defeat or failure. And then Crystal over at Bag-O-Day Crochet, that's someone I look up to as well, and I know many of you guys do. And I've heard on several occasions where she had said during her tutorials where, she sat with this project for hours and she fought with it and she wasn't going to give up, and she just kept at it until she got it right. And that was my inspiration for continuing on with this other project. I said, you know what, I'm not giving up on it. I mean, to some, what I'm working right now is a simple project. But for me, sometimes the most simplest things turn out to be the most difficult. But like the most intricate designs and patterns are so simple and easy for me. I don't know why that is, but, that's the case for me. So right now, I'm really proud of my progress. I'm really happy with the way that it's going. It's a lot of work. But it's worth it, I feel. I'm not giving up. It's turning out beautiful. It's not lopsided. I fixed it. It's not forced. It feels great. And I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I'm going to record a video of my blanket. And all the things, right? I'm going to hold on to that video until, after. So like once the deadline expires and things and I have it sent off, if she doesn't get a chance to show it on her channel, then I will show it on mine. But if she shows it, then I'll have no need to show my blanket on my channel. Because I know she's going to get so many submissions. Many people are going to be sending her blankets, and mine may be missed. And so I just don't want mine to get lost in the fold. So yeah, I'll do that just for myself and see what happens. But I really hope that it does well, because anything for the fur babies. Anything helps. So, if somebody bids on it and it's enough to get some vaccines, or if it's enough to get, some meals for the fur babies, then great. I did what I intended to do, And if it makes more than anticipated, great. But at the end of the day, I just want to do my contribution to help out for the cause, because I think it's an amazing cause. And as much as I want to be a doggy dad, I work entirely too much to, have a beautiful fur baby in my house from one of the rescues to only sit here while I'm at work. It's not fair. So once my time gets freed up, I may be doing some changes in the future. So once my time frees up a little bit, I may be able to bring on a fur baby, because I think I'd be a great doggy dad. Just saying. Anyway. I can just go off and just talk about all the things, friends. But, it is what it is. So, let's see. Where are we at here? Oh, it's so nice and thick. Isn't that nice? I like how it kind of changed, like right in the same spot, kind of. It's nice. It passes. It passes my test. And it kind of looks like the next colorway is like a peach or a salmon, I think. I'm into this. Yeah, I'm really into this. So we're going to do like rectangles, and we're going to join them together, and we're going to use these cakes first because these drew me in first. Like, I have them all on a shelf. I might actually do a video of that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I have all these on the shelf, and I said, well, which cakes, draw me in first? And so obviously that fuchsia, oh, come on, with that yellow and green. And then look at this purple. Yeah. So these drew me in first. So this project will begin with this, and then I will continue making cakes because, as I said earlier on, I have this drum that has like all these little balls in it. So stay tuned for that, my friends. So if you enjoyed this little Whip It session with me, feel free to hit like, subscribe to my channel. Maybe I earned your prescription. I can't talk. I have work on the brain. I work in pharmacy during the day, so like, yeah, prescription. Sorry. Hopefully I've earned your subscription, friends. Yeah, subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. Maybe try out some of the other videos, and if you like what you see, subscribe. And yeah, don't forget to hit the bell to stay updated with me and my channel. I go live every Sunday at 6 p.m. with my mom. I bring her onto the channel. We hang out. We talk about the things. She's opening up because at first she was very quiet, reserved, holding the iPad. But now she's starting to get a little more vocal, which is nice. Although she doesn't really speak, she does use her voice, and she likes to be known that, she likes it to be known that she's there. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this session for that right now for this. I can't talk. Anyway, it's been a long day, my friends. But I'm so happy that I had a chance to spend some time with you guys. So that's it for now. And until the next one, friends, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.